And so it was, guys, that I decided to get up and fix me a bite to eat. Hey, y'all, welcome to Lovely J Podcast with Miss Coco Bowden. Y'all, we got some snow 2 days ago. It's gone now, but we did get some. I'm up making me a chicken patty and some sausages, and I might scramble an egg. I don't know, because I'm already using 2 eggs for this chicken patty. I might just let this do. Yeah, I think I will. Oh, I think I used too much egg for it to be a chicken patty, so maybe it'll just be an egg patty with chicken. Or should I do an omelet? Well, since we came this far, I might as well make it an omelet. Might as well make it an omelet. Let me throw some cheese in it. And just make it an omelet. So, y'all, I want to tell y'all some things that I got going on for the new year. And one is going to be, I have this new, it's not a podcast. I'm not going to do another podcast right now. But Kiva is going to be back up. I already have one episode of Kiva out. Lovely J Podcast. You know, this is Lovely J Podcast. We are always going to be doing something on here. But what was it? What was I going to say? I have a new YouTube channel. That's what I was going to say. And this YouTube channel right here it's specifically nothing but narcissistic abuse recovery. That's what it's about. It's not about nothing but narcissists. So if you don't like to hear things about narcissists, that is not the page for you, because that page is full of narcissists and some of the things that I have experienced as a narcissistic victim survivor. Things that I have survived underneath the narcissist and things that I'm currently going through with the narcissist and surviving. So that's what that is. And so far, it's good because I'm getting a chance to tell just stories. Stories and stories on stories that have happened to me. And that's what I like about it most of all, is that I am getting to, let it out. Some of the things that I've always wanted to talk about, but and I would talk about some of it on here. However, now you get to see me in the camera in my rawest form of me being me, because in this camera, I'm not on here dressed up fancy or anything. I'm just in, just regular conversation as it comes. And as I remember things, I just turn on. It's kind of like my own documentary, because I just turn on the camera and start recording as I remember things. Because as you know, with narcissistic abuse, you don't remember everything all at one time. So as it comes to you, that's the time you should be writing it down or recording it some type of way. And that's what I'm going to do. As it comes to me, I'll do a video on it, post a video, and move on about my business. Yeah. And it's my experience. My experience, what I've been through. Ugh. And it's no fun, and it's no kind of, the stories ain't cute. I don't expect them anybody that's a narcissistic survivor, don't expect them to have no cute stories, because they're not. That's why they call us survivors, because we went through conditions nobody else knew about. A lot of things people have to keep to themselves because they can't trust family and friends, so they keep it to themselves. But I decided to just let it out of me, because I don't want to hold on to it. And I got to thinking, sometimes releasing, it helps others. It helps others to say, well, that happened to me too. Now let me go spread the word to somebody else that they might get healed. And that's how I look at it. Because I've held these things in. These things that I'm talking about on there, I've held in for probably 20 years or more. I mean, these are years and years of memories of nothing but narcissistic abuse. And as far as talking about my moms, I'm not going to be talking about them. They are not part of this documentary. I think I said my piece about what I had to say on them in 2020. I forgave, and now I'm just living for it. So I'm not going to be talking about them on it. But I will say from time to time some family, but that's only from time to time that I'll say that. But not specifically any names or anything. It just depends on what I'm talking about too. Because sometimes some of the family did help me through a lot of things, you know. And sometimes they enabled me to do a lot of things that, I probably shouldn't have been doing. But they didn't know how to say no to me at the time. And so they did it anyway. Yeah, so I guess it's a lot that just needs to come out in its own way in time. But anyway, let me tell you the name of this station where you can go to it, and I've already got videos up. It feels a little warm today. I'm going on here to get it, y'all, because I know the name of it, but I want to tell you the correct name because I got to get used to the name. And I currently got some videos loading now. It's called Narcissistic Abuse Recovery with Coco. That's the name of it. Narcissistic Abuse Recovery with Coco. This is how I recovered, by acknowledging and confessing things to God that I went through. Like if I was hurting emotionally, I cry out to God, by myself, because I didn't trust people like that. So I come home and I pray and I cry out to God and I tell him what was hurting me, and then he lay something in my heart, whether it be a scripture or put a person in my path. Most of the time, who helped me recover was strangers. It wasn't people that I knew immediately, but a stranger would come and talk to me, and it just so happened that stranger would have a situation they were going through. I was able to lift their burdens up some, and they was able to lift mine. So that's how that rolled. But yeah, I'm talking about different things on there. My old relationships, and even though these relationships are old, and I've talked about them before, I do feel like people can benefit off of knowing what to look for and how to get themselves out of these entrapments, because, you get with a guy who promised you the world. I'm going to tell you what this guy promised me. He promised me, he said, he was military, right? So, he was military, so he kept telling me, celebrating Veterans Day, all that. And he kept telling me that he had a GI Bill that he wanted to use to buy us a house, and that we was going to get married. And he sold me that dream for 15 years, and I was dumb enough to believe it. For 15 years, there was a part of me that knew that was not going to happen. And the other part was, well, let me give him, the benefit of the doubt. It's time we stop giving people the benefit of the doubt and see them for who they are. Because if I had seen him for who he was, I should have been gone that first year out of that relationship instead of staying 15 years. But yeah, he kept promising me that we were going to get married. And then he finally did buy me a ring when he got his disability. He brought me a ring, and I've told this before on here that, when he was buying the ring, we was all happy and like we in love and stuff. Well, it was a fake kind of in love stuff, but we was happy when we was buying and picking out the ring. He helped me pick it out, and he asked me, he was just like, which one do you want? And I said, this one. But I did not know until that weekend when we went to visit some of his family members, and we were drinking and having a good time. He bursted out and said, I brought that a suffering ring. He said, look on her finger. That's what I got her, a suffering ring. A suffering ring. I was thinking it was an engagement ring. Or maybe a friendship ring or a promissory ring. he named what that ring was. He said it was a suffering ring. I'll tell more on that story on the videos too. Excuse me, y'all. He said it was a suffering ring, and I suffered with him. From that day on, I suffered like never before with him. I had no idea that he was serious about that. But I found out the hard way that he was serious about making me suffer. And I ain't know why he didn't like me. When we first started out, it seemed like we were cool, but then I don't know. I don't know where the hate came in at, but eventually I realized this man hates me. But it took me 15 years to leave him. Because when a narcissist brainwashes you, you become fearful to leave that person because you're like, oh, if I leave them, they're not going to survive without me. If I leave him, he's already sick. I had all these guilty feelings surrounding me. He's already sick and going through things. What if I leave him and, he gets sick, have to go to the hospital? Who going to take care of him because, he don't got help like that? Listen, let me tell y'all something. Don't let your mind run like that. Don't let your mind, if you're in any narcissistic abuse relationship, don't ever think for 1 minute that man cannot survive without you, because he can. I thought the man couldn't survive without me. He acted like he was going to die. He acted like he was going to die every time he was without me or every time we start to break up. But, that's just part of their role that they have to play to keep you in control. To keep you under them, they have to play that type of role. And at that time, I was young. I got with that man when I was 23 years old. So I really did not know much about life like that. And come to find out, the man could survive. The man, I couldn't say he looked better without me. He don't look better without me. He looked like crap. I mean, he looks horrible. And he did go down a whole lot without me because I was doing a whole lot for him and, basically taking care of a man who didn't like me. A man who just had so much hate and resentment for me. And I don't know why he hated me, because all I did was what I knew to do, what I seen my mama do. Which mama, though? Hold up. Which mama? Okay, I was a combination between Mother Cammy and biological mama Gloria. Gloria just was domestic violence up and down. She just fought every day. She fussed every day. And I was a combination in that. And then Grandma Cammy, she was more settled, more like a caregiver and a nurturer. So I got that side from off of her. But yeah, I'm going to be telling stories like that on there. Just getting these stories out. And who knows, I might get a transcript and it might turn into a book. I don't know. But I know right now, as the memories come back to me and they flood my mind, and I just need I just need to get it out, basically. Because that relationship, it was hard for me to leave that man. I done got brainwashed and controlled into believing we break up to make up. So we were breaking up every weekend. We were breaking up every weekend. He leave on Friday, come back on Wednesday. That went on for 15 years. Y'all, don't do that. That's foolish. Do not do that. Don't do that. That was the craziest thing. I wish I would have known that you cannot, there's no amount of money you can pay somebody to love you. I wasn't trying to get the man to love me. I was just trying to get him to treat me right. But you cannot give somebody the world and think they're going to think the world of you. Nope. They won't. If they don't like you, they just don't like you. And if I would have just let that bend, just as I'm saying now, if I would have just admitted to myself the man didn't really like me and went on about my business, I wouldn't have these stories to tell now. So that's how that goes. All right. And I want to tell these stories now because I'm in a good place now mentally and physically. I'm in a good place where I want people to know that there are people out here that like that do exist. That man was coming in my house. When that man moved in with me, I started out, I had a fully furnished house. I mean, I had some of the nicest pictures on the wall, some of the nicest whatnots, and figurines. I mean, my house was decked out left to right. I had beautiful wall trims. Everything in here was beautiful, shiny. I had gold stuff. I mean, just a real beautiful mobile home. It really was. And I started noticing that, hey, since he been here, every time I turn around, he's saying this is messed up, that's messed up. I started noticing that he was breaking stuff just so he could fix it. And then I was stupid treating him like his mama did. Every time he broke something at his mama's house, his mama paid him to fix it. Then there go my stupid self doing the same thing. Now, that was my old stupid self. I'm not stupid like that now. That's how I looked at myself back then. Sometimes we got to admit when we're making stupid decisions, foolish decisions, we got to admit it to ourselves. And that was a foolish decision. Why? I didn't think about it. Why am I paying this man to fix something and he live here? See, I can admit that now. That was hard to admit back then. So I just brush it off, push it way down, and didn't think no more about it. But those are some things that some women and men may be going through now, where you're finding yourself just really trying to over love a person, and you cannot. That's not going to make them become closer to you. It's going to make them use you more, because I remember hearing him say that, you know, hell yeah. If she gonna give it to me, hell yeah, I'm gonna take it. You know, that's what he was saying. That's what he was telling people. That was so embarrassing. And then there I really was giving him stuff. Anyways, that's what that podcast is. I mean, not podcast. That's what that channel is for. It's all about my relationships, ex-relationships, narcissistic abuse recovery, because that's what it is. I'm recovering from a narc. As I remember stories, I will post them. I can't say I can remember everything in order, because as you know, if you stay with a narcissist, you do encounter some brain damage. And I knew my brain had been damaged the moment when I lost memory. I said, oh my goodness. The moment I would black out, when I would get really mad or upset. And I just knew then, you know, yeah, that's how horrible being in the household with somebody who yells all the time. This man didn't talk. He yelled every day. He wake up yelling. Go to sleep yelling. And right there in my ear. I mean, just yelling and the things he was yelling, he was cussing me out every day. And I realized, since I've been away from him, I don't even like cuss words like that. Now, every now and then, I might slip out with one myself if I'm really, really mad. But that's no excuse, though, is it? No excuse. But the man, he wake up, MF this, MF that. All kind of B words. Who wants to wake up to being called that every day? And women these days, they like being called that. But it's really a disgrace. It's a disrespect to who you are, because they're calling you a dog. They're calling you a dog. And women are responding to that. Making songs about it, all happy, smiling in each other's face, calling each other that. So if you want to know who your true friends are, listen to what they call you. If they call you the B word, they really don't like you. I don't care how fun it sounds. If someone is calling you the B word, they don't like you. And eventually, you're going to see it. Yeah, so, I mean, they can smile in your face, make it seem like a party all day long. But the truth behind that meaning is that's what you call somebody you don't like, someone you disrespect. That's what you call a person you don't honor. That's what you call a person you don't care nothing about, their feelings or nothing. That's a person you would dog out, and that's why you call them a dog. Anyways, I'll go into more on it, but it's so much that comes with narcissistic abuse. I've spent the last I started learning more about the narcissist in 2018. So let's see, 19, 20, 21, 23, 24, 25. So I've spent the last 6 years every day just about studying on narcissistic abuse. I needed this so that I could help myself. And plus, I do it for Kiva, mental health awareness and things. And plus, there's a lot of narcissists in the church, too. Oh, my goodness. These self-controlling freaks. Oh, they'll stand up there preaching lying, testing lying. None of us are perfect. But at some point, they do need to examine themselves before they preach something. Or before they stand up there on the pulpit and lie and somebody know they lying. We too comfortable with preachers lying. Too comfortable with it. Too comfortable with preachers making a mockery of God's word. God knew we weren't going to be perfect. That's why he sent his son to die for our sins. And at the same time, if we know better, we should do better. But I've seen preachers just do all kind of harmful things, say harmful things, just be ugly to their members, and then wonder why their church empty, and then want to put on a pitiful face, but as soon as the church fill back up, they'll be back the same. See, I want to talk about all that. I really do. Well, y'all, my pan finally decided to heat up. You hear it finally cooking? But again, that's Narcissistic Abuse Recovery with Coco on YouTube. Y'all know what? Let me see how many. Let's see. I'm looking for something. Give me a second. I've got quite a few shorts out there. Y'all go subscribe. I've got only 2 subscribers right now, and I've got 33 videos up. They are mostly shorts, so you're not going to have to sit through no long time. Well, you will with the videos. The videos can be anywhere from like 10 to 15 minutes. I'm going to try to keep them under 5 minutes. Uh-oh. Come on, eggs. Don't do me like this. This omelet looks so pretty, and then it wants to tear apart on me. It better taste good since it tore apart. Yeah. I got 35 likes, 1 comment, so y'all come on and be a part. Oh, I put one up. I just released a video, Do Narcissists Cheat? Oh, if you want to know if your narcissist is cheating, yeah, go check that video out. It may not be what you think it's going to be either. I got one called I Left the Narcissist for Good. That's still loading. Free Your Mind. How Narcissists Sensitize You. That's coming up. And Narcissistic Recruitment Against You. Yes. Oh, honey. They get the flying monkeys. And those flying monkeys do the dirty work while they sit back and call the shots. Narcissistic Control and Brainwashing. Lost Identity with Narcissists. How about indirectly worshiping the narcissist? Then I got the one with God First, Then You, self-care tips. Noise harassment by the narcissist. How about narcissists need attention all the time? Yeah, so go check out all of those. Those are good. Those are really good. I enjoy doing them. All right, come on up out of here. I thought I was going to cook me some fries, but you know what? I don't think I'm going to be able to. I don't think I'm going to be able to eat any fries. Y'all, I'm on the GLP, and I'm up to the 7.5 now in the shot, and it's finally really kicked in. Ouch. I'm tired of this pan always popping me. I done got burned again. I got burned the other day, and it was horrible. Get on in there. Yeah. Okay, y'all, so I'm finna go. Put me on a movie to watch while I'm eating. Well, while I'm finished cooking. I'm not gonna do me no fries. I'm just gonna do this egg and sausages. Peace, love, and happiness. Y'all go have a great day. Stay safe.